Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel, and Season 5 is here. And if you were confused by the first episode, that took me a long time to edit, so I just thought it would be an episode by itself before we got into it. Just give you a little backstory to probably what has happened in Season 3 and Season 4, and what is about to happen in Season 5, and why things have changed. The board were very, very unhappy, and in the end they made the decision to sack Marcelo Gallardo. He's gone. The Argentinian who got 103 points in the Premier League, won the Premier League back-to-back, and also won the first Champions League ever in the club's history, is sacked. And that shows the ridiculously high standards Sheikh Mansour, Khaldoon Al-Mubarak and everyone on the board and the owners at Manchester City have. So we've changed things around. There's a new manager, and as you can see on the right side there is the new manager, club legend Vincent Kompany. So the club beginning to be run by legends, new captain and new, obviously, manager Vincent Kompany, an ex-captain, and other ex-captains return as well. Kevin De Bruyne may have left the club, but he returns as an assistant manager of the club, Kevin De Bruyne, and also a new first-team coach of the club returning is Fernandinho. Three legends return to the club in important roles in the backroom staff. So yes, Vincent Kompany is our new manager, and also some big news, some big changes to the squad. One thing is, at the end of his contract, Kevin De Bruyne did leave Manchester City, but Kevin De Bruyne left Manchester City as a player at 33 years of age, but returned to Manchester City as a trainer, and he returns to us on the training staff. So it will be Vincent Kompany and Kevin De Bruyne, manager and assistant manager, working here at Manchester City, which makes it really, really exciting, makes it really interesting for this season in Season 5 and for the future of this club. This is how the squad's looking. We're going to go through the whole squad and go through the players and so on, because there is some changes. As you can see already, Gavin Bazunu had agreed a loan to join Arsenal for the season, and with an option to buy. So Gavin Bazunu will not be a Manchester City player come next season, I assume. This man will be a Man City player next season. That is Mickey Van Sass. He's on loan at Newcastle, 21 years of age, 84 rated, and we will leave him on loan at Newcastle for another season. He will stay there for another season, meaning we only have two goalkeepers in 94 rated Edison, whose contract is up at the end of the season, and James Trafford, who is our third choice keeper, could be our second choice keeper, possibly. I just don't think he's quite good enough. So one thing we need to address in the transfer market is a second choice goalkeeper. On to the left back situation. Josh Wilson-Esbrand going to be a starter at the club in the future, ridiculously good player. Thomas Galvez is out on loan at Burnley, doing pretty well, developing well at 20 years of age. And then we have Kieran Tierney, who is one of the players that has been in the press, in the newspaper, and in that first episode saying that he's not good enough, and he hasn't been good enough. And perhaps a move away from Manchester City could be on the cards for Kieran Tierney. He is transfer listed. That is a big decision the new manager's had to make, but we've had to make it. Sam DeVos will leave the club as long as he's on a loan, and Lombardi will leave the club on a first, a permanent transfer. These players, young players we can bring in the future. Tiller Howard-Bellis has joined Spurs on loan, 78 rated at 23, actually could be ready for Manchester City next season. Callum Doyle continues his loan in Belgium with Club Brugge, still only 73 rated, though he's not developed at all. And same for Lucas de Jong, 18 years of age now, 75 rated. He was 75 when we signed him at 16, he's not developed at all. So he's one that probably next season we look to move on. Callum Doyle, I'm hopeful of. The same for Taylor Howard-Bellis, I'm unsure at the moment. Maxence Lacroix, can Vincent Kompany turn him into a reliable centre-back? Well, he's 25 years of age now, he's 84 rated. Just not looking good enough. Not looking good enough at all. So a move for him could be on the cards. He is on the transfer list. Lucan Bete could be offered a chance this season to play football. Left footer. Can we develop him into our, fourth choice centre back? We have Jimenez, we have, Pau Torres, and we have Ruben Dias. Maybe the fourth choice centre back is somebody who's not going to play much, like Lacroix. So we use Lucan Bete. We'll see about that, looking for a new contract, it seems. Jimenez will stay, Pau Torres will stay, and Ruben Dias will stay, and they're the three key men at the back. At right back position, we have Joao Cancelo, and we also have Max Aarons. That's the way it's going to be. Jan Couto was a player I was hoping would be the man to take over from Cancelo, but he's only 77 rated at 23. He's actually in the development plan saying that he's grown as much as he's going to grow this season, and we can't really get him any higher. That worries me. He's got 12 months left in his contract. He's on the transfer list. Perhaps with a permanent move, he can come back in the future to replace Cancelo, because Cancelo's not going to be around forever. He's got 12 months left in his contract. Also, a lot of, short contracts here, but he is 31 years of age. And DeAngelis from our youth team will be sold permanently if we can. Calvin Phillips sticks around, 29 years of age now. Brilliant backup to Rodri, this man who is one of the best in the world in his position. And hopefully these big hopes for Romeo Lavia, 21 years of age, still on loan at the Sporting Lisbon this season. Again, didn't grow last season, and I'm hoping a bit of growth for him when he comes back. Ewan Hansen, a player we brought in, a young player that looked like he had a lot of potential. Doesn't seem like it. Another one that hasn't grown will be sold. Francisco Gutierrez will be used this season. 80 rated at 21. Fantastic. Parisis, he's on loan at Celtic. 76 rated now. He's got a big future at the club. Jude Bellingham, probably a starter now with Kevin De Bruyne moving on. We've got Louis Cook here, who is 19 years of age, 79 rated. Probably should be in and around the first team, but he is on the loan list. Cole Palmer we need to use more and more this season, 23 years of age now. The same goes for James McAtee. Without Kevin De Bruyne, they should play a lot. Interestingly enough for James McAtee, he said he's been at the club since the 1900s. EA Sports, you've made a mistake there, haven't you? A massive mistake, but McAtee's got to play more this season. Now, a player that is in and around these players, actually, is Dario Sarmiento. Now, he's the same age of McAtee, 2 ratings higher. Makes you feel like he should play. Maybe he will play, I'm not quite sure. He's one of those that's in and around the first team. Clearly, he's good enough, isn't he? He's the same level as McAtee and Palmer, really. So maybe we should be using him, but due to being Argentinian, you think you want to use the English lads through the youth team more. Jack Grealish, looking to convert him to a central midfielder, still one of the best players in the world. Redondo out on loan, he's one for the future, isn't he? Massively at River Plate. Phil Foden, one of the world's best players as well, 25 years of age. I mean, how high rated can he become? John Diaz will go out on loan, because I still have high hopes for him, actually. Raheem Sterling, 12 months left in his contract, but one of the best players in the world. This man has arrived. He's got the number 17 at the moment, but we'll have a look whether we want to change that or not. Julian Alvarez. He is, signed for Manchester City in real life. 25 years of age, 82 rated. He's not actually better than Sarmiento, but he signed for City in real life. I think with the game time, we can really develop him, into a striker and a higher rated player. Finley Dyer will leave the club. Kaiki, brilliant, there for the future. Pino will leave. Oliver Vincent, not good enough, he will leave the club as well. Brunet will look to loan him out, 17 years of age, 71 rated, but again, another one that doesn't seem to develop quite a high rate. Dusan Vlahovic, unhappy at Manchester City. He doesn't like his play time, he doesn't like team performance. He is on the transfer list because he's asked to be put on the transfer list. The Serb wants to go to Italy, and of course in real life he plays for Juventus. He wants to go to Juventus. We're going to see if we can make that happen when it's in a swap deal for a Juventus player. I'm not quite sure. Alexander Isak, he is at the club currently, one of the world's best at 90 rated. Big fan of him on this game. But if he does get a big offer coming for Isak, we might let him go. We're weakening our strike force, by the way, by a lot. Liam Delap on loan at Roma for this season, unless we lose these two. We lose both of them. Liam Delap, welcome back to Manchester City. You'll be starting. And then Gabriel Jesus in a similar position to Isak. I like him. I'm happy to have him around. But if a big offer comes in for him, which will allow us to bring in a different player, then perhaps we will go for that. So the main one we're looking for at the moment is a backup goalkeeper to Ederson and a left back to replace Kieran Tierney if we do lose Kieran Tierney, but if he sticks around, that's fine. We've got a big transfer list, a big list of players here, and we'll go through them. One of our ex-youth players here, Mendez. We've got Juan Reina, looks quite good, a youngster for the future. Guarin as well. Ward is a possible third choice for the future, ignore him. But Jan Sommer looks like he could be the man to come in and do the job as second choice goalkeeper. 83 or 80, 36 years of age. Will come in for around 5 million, I believe, and we'll do a pretty good job. For the right-back situation, if Jan Couto isn't the man for the future, we've got a lot of right-backs here. Pedro Porro, who's one of our players we sold to Real Madrid, could try and bring him back. Frimpong from our youth team. Vandermeer, only 71 rated. Pardo, only 69 rated. We've got Otero, who's 75 at 20, seems pretty good, from Rayo Vallecano. Martinez, probably not good enough. Then we've got Lemonier there, youth player from ours. Schulze, he looks okay. Reguero, a couple of regens hanging around the team. Tavares looks like a very good left back, but so does Vasquez and Cardoso. Left back wise, it could be one of these. Reunite Nuri stands out to me as well. The 24-year-old French fullback is back up to Josh Wilson, Esbrand, backs of energy. And Vincent Kompany loves a real attacking fullback, pretty much who can play as a winger. Ait Nuri is that man to me. They've got Taylor Haig here, Serrano, Carrera, Navas, Varancic, who could be a sort of Vincent Kompany signing, but we do have a lot of midfielders already. This man stands out to me in Roger Fernandes. Could play possibly as a left back, but also as a winger. I mean, this is a young fullback or a young winger with blistering pace. I mean, 96 crossing. A real out-and-out winger, left-footed, but he would cost upwards of 100 million at 19 years of age. Cody Gakpo has been heavily linked to Manchester City, a player I would be particularly interested in. However, at the moment, doesn't seem I'll be able to sign him. They want 101 million for him, which, if you're going to spend that sort of money, I might as well sign Roger Fernandes. 26 years of age, Gakpo, but he does interest me. Fast, he's a right footer. We only have Jack Grealish, who's someone who plays on the left and comes in on the right. Palmer, Kaiki, McAtee, all, left footers, so we don't want any more left footers. Benoit seems like a decent one, but again, not quite the level quite yet. Dele Alli's just there because why not? Kevin De Bruyne is there. He is a free agent. He is now our assistant coach. Paulo Dybala could be the one. He's been linked with Manchester City, but the only thing that, really puts me off Dybala is he is 31 years of age now in this career mode. 31 years of age, but he could be in that swap deal with Vlahovic, possibly. Doku, imagine him, Belgian, suits Vincent Kompany. Makes sense, doesn't he? Just getting Belgium in the team. Could easily be the Raheem Sterling replacement, 86 rated 23. We've got Carrasco, a region, Miranda, a region here, Felix Oliveira, Darwin Nunez could be one to come in, the Uruguayan as a striker, possibly 26 years of age. Lejeune, and then Pedro Neto. He is, though, however, left-footed, another left-footer. And then Sam Edozie still hanging around there. Would like to get Edozie back in the future. Obviously, we swapped him in that Bellingham deal, but he is one that could be around the team in not-too-distant future. So first thing we're going to do is make a move for Jan Sommer on a one-year deal because Vicky Van Sass will come back and then battle with Ederson. He's got a 12 million release clause. We won't be activating that. We'll possibly throw someone in this deal as well alongside Jan Sommer. So I'm going to offer for Jan Sommer 3 million plus the 1.9 million of Sem de Vos. Maybe they're interested in a young fullback who can come in and play first team football. Vincent Kompany tries to convince them. They want John Diaz, which I'm not too against, actually. He's worth 5.5 million. What about nothing plus John Diaz? There's a straight swap. They want 1.9. Now, they're getting a better deal there, but as long as we've got a buyback on the Spaniard, who will get first team football, not too bad. 1 million plus John Diaz. New second choice goalkeeper. Looking to join Manchester City is Jan Sommer. Good on the ball. Swiss goalkeeper. I highly rate him. He's going to be second choice. He'll play every now and again. He knows he's going to be a rotation. He's not going to be playing, a lot of football for us. We want him on a one-year deal because Mickey Van Sass is coming. Happy with that. No release clause for Jan Sommer, 36 years of age. We want 62,000. Let's just take this down a little bit. Jan, for a second choice goalkeeper, we don't want to be spending too much money. We also need to have a look at the objectives. We haven't done that yet. Well, there you are. Jan Sommer, 150,000. He wants 62,000 per week. Let's just try and get him down to 60 for the Swissman. I mean, look at his current wage. You're getting a big increase there. Jan Sommer, happy with that. Welcome our new second choice goalkeeper, a man from the Bundesliga who will play for Vincent Kompany's side. Vincent Kompany's second signing really because of Alvarez, but we'll say Alvarez is already signed before in the Pep Guardiola days. Welcome, Jan Sommer. So there is Jan Sommer wearing the new number 13 shirt for himself as our second choice goalkeeper, and we will have a look at the objectives for the season. Of course, still in danger, still 49, you can't change that. So they want to finish the first season with a profit margin of 279.5 million. I think that is possible. Like I said, we have to sell players to do that. They want to get a streak of 5 clean sheets in away matches this season. Well, something we failed in last season was the clean sheets, and that is something that I think Vincent Kompany will bring in, a solidity in defence as a defender himself, and expand the club in South America within 2 seasons. I'm not sure how you do that, whether it's signing players or not. Maybe we can have a look at some of that South Americans. I was hoping Alvarez would make, that go up a little bit, but I'm not sure how you do that really. Youth development, they want us to sign within 2 seasons. 1 player from the Youth Academy signed the first team for at least 30% of the games. At least 10 eligible because these players that we've brought through, Gutierrez, if he plays a few games this season, or Cook or whoever, they will count towards that. Brand exposure is the 2 ones there. Financial is the profit, of course. They want us to win the Premier League and win the FA Cup, and of course win the Champions League. They won't settle for less, will the owners, and they won't settle for less the board, as we've seen with Marcel Gachado, ruthless with him to sack him and bring in a new manager in Vincent Kompany. So this pre-season time, this is the sort of tactics Vincent Kompany rocked with Anderlecht. It is sort of a 4-4-2, but sort of skewed in a way, but the right back stays back a little more, and the left back is very attacking. The right winger comes in more inside, and the left winger comes inside as well, and plays sort of alongside McAtee. And then Phillips drops sometimes into the back 3, or Rodri would be in this formation. And the 2 strikers stay very solid and hold the back line in position in Sterling Isak, which makes you think Sterling probably would suit better as a winger in this formation, but I'm not quite sure yet. And someone else at striker to hold up that position up top. That's something we need to look at, and something we will, work on through the start and these first few episodes. We'll take it slow. We will simulate the pre-season tournament. However, I don't think that's something we want to play. Quick sim against this Chinese side and the Japanese side, and of course also Benfica. So the first one is against Shanghai Port. So Manchester City versus Shanghai Port, and a 2-1 for Manchester City. Goals from James McAtee and Jack Grealish gives us that win there. Liu scored for them in the 75th minute, but it wasn't enough to get 3 points to the Chinese side. Well, first transfer after the season, and this is an interesting one and a very realistic one. Borussia Dortmund would like Maxence Lacroix. They've offered 44.6 million. Now they say we can get 52 million for him. Let's negotiate this. I know Erling Haaland actually in this save is still at Borussia Dortmund, but we've signed him before on FIFA. I don't think he'll join Manchester City in real life personally. If he does join City, then FIFA 23, welcome Erling Haaland. But on FIFA 22, I'm avoiding signing because we've signed him so many times before, and we're not going to try and include him in the deal. We're just trying to get pure money for Lacroix, unless there's someone who really stands out to us. Well, Borussia Dortmund actually have a couple of ex-Manchester City players. Alexander Zinchenko plays there now, so does Jan Herrera, and we're going to ask for 50 million from Dortmund, which I don't think too much for them to afford, but they're saying 44.4, 0.6. They will drive a hard bargain, will Borussia Dortmund. We know that. Let's try 48.5. That's understandable. 48.5. We make a profit on Maxence Lacroix. Our defender that has just been a flop. He's been a real flop here. He started off looking like the new Vincent Kompany, the new Virgil van Dijk, and just never did it, did it? I mean, he's got incredible stats, but just never did it, Maxence Lacroix. And up next is Kawasaki Frontale, the Japanese side that we face. And a 3-0 win over them. Goals from Julian Alvarez with his first goal for Manchester City. McAtee in the 60th minute as well. And Gabriel Jesus in the 85th minute. Clean sheet, that's something that I like to see. And confirmation of the sale of Maxence Lacroix, 45 million in the bank for him. That's a very good deal for us in the end. And up next is Benfica in this pre-season tournament. And a 2-1 win over Benfica. Santos misses a penalty in the 57th to level it up. It's Jack Grealish for the goal. Jesus with another goal for himself. Santos scored in the 80th minute, but it wasn't enough. No clean sheet, but one thing we need to improve on this season is defensively. And that's why I think Vincent Kompany could be the perfect manager to, bring in that sort of management defensively. More solid. Yes, less attacking-wise, but more defence. Winning 1-0, I'd take that. We've received an offer from Inter Milan for Rodri. It's Marcus Asensio plus 26 million. Rodri is a key player in this side, so we will not be accepting any deals for the Spaniard anytime soon. Our next test in the pre-season tournament is RB Leipzig in the semi-final. And we beat RB Leipzig as well, a 2-1 win. Goal early on from Martel, but it's Alexander Isak and Raheem Sterling, the 90th minute winner, to give us that path to the final of this pre-season tournament. Well, Spurs have approached us for a 1-year loan for Francisco Gutierrez. Now, we said we wanted to use him quite a bit this season. However, I feel like a loan for him might be a good move in the end. Taken for 22 years of age, 82, 83 rated by then. I'll accept that. I move to Spurs. I don't think I'm entirely against playing first team football for a Premier League team. Playing, more than he will play here. That's understandable. And it is the final of our pre-season tournament here, the Invitational Cup, and we face, real historic side, AC Milan, in a game that we will play, considering it is the final. So this is the side we're going with for the final. Jan Sommer start single. It's Max Aarons, Jimenez, Mbete and Tierney in that back four. A lot of players being tested today, and Mbete and Tierney for definite. Phillips and McAtee start in the midfield too, with Palmer on the left, Foden on the right, and it's Gabriel Jesus and Julian Alvarez up top. Now, I don't know whether McAtee or Foden suits that position more, or Palmer. McAtee, I think, is more of an attacking midfielder, but I don't see him off the right or left. I see him centrally, so central midfielder, David Silva-esque. That's the way it's going to go. On the bench, Isak, Kayiki, Sarmiento. Again, another player who's off the right-hand side, who's a left-footer. Sarmiento's left-footed, Kayiki's left-footed, McAtee's left-footed, and Palmer's left-footed. Foden's left-footed. We just can't fit all these left-footers in. We need right-footers, really. So one of these is going to have to go at least. And I think Sarmiento will be the one to go. And then up top, you see Jesus and Alvarez on the bench. Isak and Kayiki can come on. We've got Cancelo and Pau Torres and Trafford there on the bench. I'm thinking Pau Torres can come on from Mbete if he does have a bit of a disaster class. So Man City versus AC Milan here from the Stadion Olympic for this Invitational Cup final. Both sides reaching the final. So we're playing pretty good games. Hasn't shown us the AC Milan side, but I've noticed Brahim Diaz, ex-Manchester City player, in there. Could be Marco Verratti in the middle for them as well. That's a very good signing. Luke Mbete with a chance to impress in the centre-back role. So Manchester City versus Milan. First time to see Vincent Kompany's tactics also, which is an interesting one. It's live from this pre-season tournament final. Here's McAtee. Bono top two. Aarons into Gabriel Jesus with a touch on it. Good defending from the number 35 for AC Milan. Behind for a corner. Nathaniel Bustos is in there for them. Jimenez with a header. Good save from Milan. Really good save from the Frenchman. Foden goes into Alvarez. It's intercepted by Theo Hernandez. Alvarez dives in with the boots. Aaron's with the foot in. Marco Verratti, is it Kakare? Probably better defensively. I'm not quite sure because here's Nathaniel Bustos. Jan Sommer's been dinked. And 1-0 AC Milan. Well, Jan Sommer done a great debut for the second choice goalkeeper. Looked offside. Kieran Tierney loses his man. And Nathaniel Bustos, ex-Manchester City striker, never played a game for us. Thinks it over him. And we find ourselves 1-0 down here in the final straight away. That's not a good start for Vincent Kompany's side. Not a good start at all. On the back line, but Jesus at the moment, not quite doing that. He's dropping deep and I don't want him to do that. However, played our way out brilliantly there. McAtee looking for Alvarez. Alvarez on the chest. Julian Alvarez with a chance. Straight at Milan. Well, the young Argentinian's going to be scoring them really. There's going to be a starter here. Theo Hernandez there ahead of him again. McAtee. Palmer. We'll back it into McAtee. Alvarez. Foden. Edge of the box to Cole. Palmer! Off the crossbar from Cole. And nodded away by AC Milan as far as Calvin Phillips. Well, this is better. Good football from us, actually. Last few minutes. Calvin Phillips wide to Tierney. Palmer. McAtee. Jesus. They stood off Gabriel Jesus. Does get a shot off the Brazilian. It's a mile up over the bar. Milan's made some good saves. I'm surprised Julian Alvarez didn't score that one, actually. He's a natural finisher, the Argentinian. Back into Foden, who can play deep. Can play, you know, as a striker. Can play in behind the striker. Can pretty much play anywhere, Phil Foden. Alvarez, over the top here to Gabriel. Jesus for the chance. Brilliant ball from Julian Alvarez, the striker. Debut season for him. Ball into Gabriel Jesus, and Jesus finishes it off. 1-1. Great ball here from Alvarez. That's the sort of striker we want to see. Lifts it over, brings Jesus into play. And Jesus with the volley past Milan. I'm suggesting Cole Palmer for Kaiki straight away. Don't think so. But Kaiki, Palmer and Foden who can all play off that right hand side. And that is half time. City 1, Milan 1. Big goal at the end of the half there to level us up. From Gabriel Jesus. Milan looked very disappointed to concede it. To a proper set piece. Theo Hernandez and people in there. And Hernandez steps over it. Hernandez goes for goal. And Jan Sommer is there to pick it up. He'll only be doing a second choice goalkeeper job this season, Jan Sommer. Not expecting too much from him. But if he can impress us, give Edison a bit of trouble. Brahim Diaz. Chance here. Good save by Sommer. And off his line to pick it up. Really good save from the Swiss international goalkeeper. And Bete taking out the counter here. Jimenez dives in as well. He's taken out. Miranda. Tierney with him all the way. Tierney's lost Miranda. Jimenez throws a foot in. Chance for Larson. Good save by Sommer, but Tierney lost Miranda there. What a save by Jan Sommer. Good play. Tierney tight to him. Oh, they give it away to Jesus. What a terrible pass. Gabriel Jesus. Across to Alvarez with a chance. Who's bit it right at Milan. Well, Julian Alvarez has not had an impressive debut really with that. I can't believe he hasn't scored there. Jimenez up. Good header. Past the post by the Uruguayan. Larson and Anthony Martial combine. And Bete can't read that one. Jimenez has lost this. Anthony Martial off the post and in. What a finish. What a finish from Anthony Martial. I feel like Jimenez would do a lot better. He's trying to get back. In the end, he's gone the wrong way. Martial, I mean, that is something Jan Sommer can't stop. 2-1 Milan. Well, we should have scored at the other end. Tapping for Alvarez, who's put it right at the goalkeeper, Milan. Martial. Diaz. Tierney with a good tackle. Verratti. Miranda, good block by Jimenez. Kaiki. Alvarez. Ball through by Alvarez to Alexander Isak. Well, Alvarez could be provider twice here. He might not be a finisher, but Alvarez into Alexander Isak, who hits the post. Phil Foden on the rebound. And we don't finish the chance. And launched it into Isak, who's tackled by Verratti too easily. Here's Marco Verratti. In behind. Chance here. What a goal. Game over. McAtee for Sarmiento. But that's game over. It's Kakare with the finish, the Frenchman. And AC Milan are going to be winners in this pre-season tournament. Defeated by a very good side, by the way. A very good side. And that is a very good goal. I don't think he plays this pass through to Kakare. But he's absolutely fantastic. I think it's Marco Verratti. Play like Verratti, quality like Verratti in the middle, that's what you get. Kakare scores, McAtee for Sarmiento. We will rue that mistake by Julian Alvarez. We really will. Thanks to Julian Alvarez's massive miss. Looking for another one here. Into Anthony Martial. Pulls it back. Luke Mbete makes a crucial interception. Alvarez. Isak, and that is full time. Our first game of the season that we've played ends in a 3-1 defeat against AC Milan. That is not a good start to Vincent Kompany's tenure, is it? Not at all. Brahim Diaz, ex-City player, celebrates as if he's just won the Champions League final. Well, Dijon have made a move for Oliver Vincent, 3.3 million. Will accept that, 21 years of age, 73 rated. Could have a bright future ahead of him, the young man. Well, this is an interesting one. Manchester United say, can we have Ederson? I don't think so. That's never going to happen, is it? Ever. Well, confirmation here that Vincent has been sold. Gutierrez has joined Spurs on a 1-year loan. Hansen, an offer for him. Kieran Coates, part of the deal. 23-year-old right back. Let's negotiate this. We don't want Kieran Coates for Ewan Hansen. If they have a young player that are interested in, quite possibly, but we'd prefer to just take money for him. Well, no surprise here, but there's no one in the Stoke City team that are interested in. They can get him for his value, 5.5 million. They agree that Ewan Hansen looks like he could be moving to Stoke City, and an offer for Gabriel Jesus. Now, Inter Milan must be trying to get rid of Marcos Asensio, because they've already offered Marco Asensio for Rodri. I said no. Now they're coming for Gabriel Jesus. Now, Gabriel Jesus to Inter Milan is a long-standing transfer that has been rumoured for years and years and years, hasn't it? And Inter Milan love Gabriel Jesus. Apparently, Gabriel Jesus loves Inter Milan, and it's a dream move for both of them. Now, at 28 years of age, this will be Jesus' last chance to move to Inter Milan. So I'm not entirely against this move, because it is in somewhat realistic, but not for Marcos Asensio. So let's try and negotiate this deal and see if we can get big money for Gabriel Jesus. Well, Inter Milan do have a bit of a poor squad. The only player I would be interested in is this Adriano da Silva, 91 rated, but instead I'm just going to try and ask money from these guys. And what we're saying, 180 million, 160 million, 150 million, 160, I don't know what to offer here. 170 is a lot, isn't it? They said Zubamendi plus 64 million, so that is around 120, isn't it? Let's say 150 again. We say 170, didn't we? What about 160? That's a lot of money. They keep offering Zubamendi. We're not going to be taking Zubamendi here at Manchester City, the ex-Real Sociedad man. 160 million. No. Inter Milan say that is too much for Gabriel Jesus. The deal is off. Jesus stays in Manchester. Well, some big clubs are making some big moves for our players. This time, Gabriel Jesus has an offer from another Italian side. It's AS Roma. 141 million the offer. Let's negotiate this. Could get some big money out of AS Roma here. Really could. We'll return to Inter Milan with not Inter Milan, AS Roma with 170 million. They went for 141. That's a lot of money. What about 160 AS Roma? A lot of money for an Italian side to be spending. 141, that's their final offer. What about 155? We'll keep coming down a little bit until we can meet, interestingly, optimistic, but Roma say 155, just too much money for the Italians. Jesus continues to stay at Manchester City. But we do have an offer for Kieran Tierney. This is from Real Madrid. Well, in real life, let's be honest, if Real Madrid came in for a City player, that player would want to leave Manchester City, wouldn't they? Whether it's Real Madrid, Barcelona, they would want to leave Manchester City, and that keeps it realistic, doesn't it, by selling players to Real Madrid. Let's negotiate this for Kieran Tierney. Well, I do have an interest in, of course, Pedro Porro, but not right now. There's no point bringing Porro in when we already have Aarons and Cancelo in the left-back position. And, I mean, other players stand out to me. Bernardo Silva, imagine bringing him back to Manchester City. But 30 years of age. That doesn't seem like a good idea. We're going to say 75 million for a fullback that cost us around 40. We'll be making profit on him. They went for 65, says Carlo Ancelotti. Well, I think we can meet at 70 then, can't we? If you think 65 and I think 75, Vincent Kompany to get 70 million for a left-back who has been in poor form. 70 million agreed for Kieran Tierney. Well, if Tierney came to Manchester City and then Real Madrid came in for him, we all know what would happen. They would move to Real Madrid. Players just do not say no to teams like Real Madrid, do they? Well, Yoon Hansen has been sold to Stoke City for 5.5 million, and now a man that was wanting to leave Manchester City, he said that he wanted to leave, he wants to go back to Italy, he's signed for Juventus in real life. This time it is Inter Milan that have come for him, so they've failed in their little move for Jesus. What about a move for Dusan Vlahovic, do you think? Well, he's going to cost probably similar amount. Let's negotiate this. We're going to be selling big money players here, aren't we? But Vlahovic does want to leave the club, unfortunately. That is a bit of an issue. But we're going to say 175 million. We won't sell him for nothing, Inter. 145. 165 Inter Milan. 145. That's our final offer. 155. You have a deal for the Serbian. No. Again, Inter Milan just can't afford our prices. Dusan Vlahovic for now stays at Manchester City. Well, Spurs want to take young De Angelis on a permanent deal, 1.7 million, accepted by me. We're depleting our squad a lot here, but then it's time to strengthen it. And Kieran Tierney has joined Real Madrid in a deal worth 70 million. That means it's time to look at left-backs to bring in to replace Tierney. But two left-backs that stick out to me are both 24 years of age, both around 80-82 rated. One is Luke Thomas from Leicester City, who would cost us 27 million to bring this man in. 80 acceleration, good young English fullback. However, Ryan Nuri is just another level of a fullback, I think, and him and Wilson Esbrand could have a real good battle there at the fullback position. So I think Ryan Nuri could be the one. An attacking fullback. Also, what pushes me over the edge a little bit is he actually has a real facing game, which just makes me feel a little better. And I think he's been linked with City before as Ryan Nuri, so we will make a move for him and see if we can replace Tierney instantly, just like that. I'm going to see if Wolves are interested in Jan Kuto, plus a bit of money for Ryan Nuri. We say 25 million plus Jan Kuto, they can develop that right wing back, and I think he'd really suit that that 3-back, 5-back role at Wolves, but that just depends on whether they're interested in Jan Kuto, which they're not. They're interested in Max Aarons instead, which of course I'm very uninterested in selling. The only other person I can think of is possibly Dario Sarmiento. We've just got too many right-sided, left-footed players, haven't we? Sarmiento at 22 years of age. Seems like he could go to Wolves. If he really impressed them, we would bring him back. What about a straight swap? Sarmiento for Nuri. They might be very interested in this, Wolves. Bruno Lager. No, 38 million. No Sarmiento. Well, I think we can get him for less than that. I think 33 might be just the spot. No, 38, so it will be around 35 million, I think, for Nuri. But a 24-year-old French left-back coming in, playing as a backup to Joshua Wilson Esbrand, the starter. That's the deal. Bruno Lager agrees. Nuri could be on his way to Manchester City from Wolves. So we are going to try and negotiate a deal for Ryan Nuri here with his agent. Rotation squad rule. He won't be starting ahead of Josh Wilson Esbrand, but they'll have a good battle up there on that left-hand side. He won't have a 5-year deal. He will spend the rest of his career here if that is possible. No release clause. I'm liking this agent. I'm really liking this agent. Wage-wise, well, he's going to want to go up a little bit, isn't it? Let's say 90,000 per week and a £200,000 signing bonus. I think Nuri might be really interested in that Vincent Kompany offers him here. As a thought, Nuri says, reasonable offer, my client's happy. Welcome to Manchester City, our new left-back, Ryan Nuri. And Ryan Nuri will wear the number 14 shirt here at Manchester City. I think that is a very good and very realistic signing. So PSV have made an offer for Finlay Dyer, 3.3 million. Now let's negotiate here. I was interested in Cody Gakpo. I was very interested in Cody Gakpo, a left winger with a right foot. 50 million. The problem is I can't give them money, and that is where FIFA is a little flawed. If I could give them money for Gakpo and swap this on its head and said, we'll take him and you can have Finlay Dyer, that would make it so much better, wouldn't it? Because then we could get the player we wanted Is there anyone else that we could take off them and then offer back in a deal for Cody Gakpo? That's if they negotiate, and at the moment they'll only take the 100 and something million when he's not worth anywhere near that. So he's no one I'm interested in. That is a big shame. You can't do that. Let's say 4.3 million, just a million more. Well, I'll tell you what, PSV, we'll do you a bit of a deal here. As long as you negotiate with Gakpo for us, we'll take him for 3 million, a bit less than what you expected to pay for him. But you better open up negotiations for Cody Gakpo, PSV Eindhoven, or I'll be very disappointed. Well, the squad is continuing to maybe not get stronger, but being replenished and getting young players in who can make it stronger. The manager rating is going up, which is good to see. And we face Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. Not in the Carabao Cup, in the FA Community Shield, of course. They are the winners of the FA Cup, us the winners of the Premier League, in Vincent Kompany's first Manchester derby as a manager. So this aside, we're going to go for the derby. Sommer, our second choice keeper, starts in goal. It's Cancelo, Diaz, Torres and Esbrand in the back four. Rodri and Bellingham in the midfield too. And it's Grealish, Foden on the wings, and Sterling and Julian Alvarez up top. On the bench, Gabriel Jesus, Alexander Isak, both there to make impacts off the bench. Cole Palmer, Calvin Phillips, Max Aarons, Jose Maria Jimenez and Ederson. No McAtee, no Kayiki today, no Cook, no Mbete, Sarmiento, Vlahovic, or new signing Ait Nuri. He will get his chance another date. So Manchester derby time in the Carabao Cup. Manchester City versus Manchester United. Now I keep saying the Carabao Cup, it's the FA Community Shield. I've got it stuck in my head that this is the Carabao Cup. Clear is not the Carabao Cup, is it? It is, of course, the FA Community Shield, FA Cup winner versus Premier League winner. The first game of the season against these two sides, and we beat them 3-0 in the final game of last season to become record breakers. This is interesting, very interesting, whether we can beat Manchester United under a new manager now, because we beat them under Gashara, didn't we? Pretty easily. So this is the Manchester United side we face today. Bishop, Romagnoli, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Thomas Muller, Mellor and Laird on the bench. Interesting. Ronaldo and Fernandes both on the bench. So it's Ladero and goal, Desferran, Inacio and Shaw at the back, Casemiro and Rashford in the midfield too. And it's Sancho and Souček on the wings, and Perez, unheard of, the number 21, in behind En-Nesyri. Never heard of Perez before. We've started Julian Alvarez up top today. Hopefully he has a bit of a better game than he did in the previous fixture in the, of course, pre-season tournament. The thing is, Alvarez, he's not very high rated for his age, so we're going to have to try and develop him quickly and fastly, and that means playing him quite a few games to get him up to a high rated. But Josh Wilson-Esbrand starts the game off pretty well. Manchester United pressing heavily. Jan Sommer off his line to pick this one up. Had a good game in that game against AC Milan. Looking to be more solid defensively this season if we can be, under a new manager. En-Nesyri, En-Nesyri, En-Nesyri! Oh my word, what a finish. What a finish. What a finish by En-Nesyri for Manchester United. Picks it up, left-footed strike, top bins. I mean, there's no stopping that one. Absolutely no stopping that one. We're 1-0 down here within 8 minutes. Well, Vincent Kompany's side, are they any better defensively? I don't know, because what can you do about that? Probably get tighter to him. There's Bram with him. Rodri can't win it back. En-Nesyri. Across to Casemiro. Sancho on the volley. 2-0 Manchester United. Great start. Great start. That's just so poor. 2-0 down straight away. That's frustrating. Sancho scores 2-0 down to United in 12 minutes. Well, this is not the Manchester City we expected to see under the new manager, is it? We're struggling since the Pep Guardiola years, really. I know he won the Champions League once into Gashado, but he seemed to lose the dressing room, didn't he? Here's Foden. Bellingham. Into Foden. Well done, Luke Shaw. He can't get the ball into Phil Foden. He's been pocketed by Luke Shaw here today. Trying to work it wide to Grealish instead, possibly, to the other side. Casemiro. Sancho. En-Nesyri, do not stand off him. Souček. Cross the box. Brilliant from Manchester United. 3-0. What a bit of football that is from Manchester United. What a bit of football that is. What a bit of football. "3-0 down here. Jadon Sancho double. Vincent Kompany. Vincent Kompany. What do you do with your Manchester City side here? Haven't seen the ball up top, really. Haven't kept the ball. Here's Grealish on the left-hand side. First touches for him today. Into Foden. Cancelo. Foden creates just a bit of space for himself, and then Rashford. Phil Foden, who is probably our key man, just can't get him on the ball. Why'd they go? Souček. I mean, how is this Manchester United side beating us? That's embarrassing. 3-0 as well. Esbram dives in. Well done, Josh. Foden. Oh, intercepted. Foden's having a shock here today, which is very disappointing. Well, back heel by United. Casemiro. En-Nesyri. Torres blocks it. Still falls to a United player. Casemiro. Stand off him. En-Nesyri stood off him. 4-0. 4-0. It's Perez with the goal. Just stand off them. Defence just stand off. "4-0 Manchester United at half-time. It's going to be in the Charity Shield here. Into Cancelo. Cancelo into Alvarez. Good defending from Rafa Varane was that. And that is half-time. Manchester United 4. Manchester City 0. Big changes needed in this side. Big changes needed. They're ahead of Varane, is he? No. Varane quickly across to him. En-Nesyri. Rodri with a foot in. Not strong enough. Bellingham with a foot in. Alvarez. What a tackle by Casemiro. Diaz. Sancho away. Sancho for the hat-trick. Jadon Sancho 5-0. 5-0 Manchester United. This has been so poor. It's unbelievable. Isak's coming on. Jesus not. Palmer for Foden. Well, guys, is this any better? Can we see Kompany sacked? Are we going through a poor phase of Manchester City history here? Pau Torres. Bellingham. Isak. Through to Palmer. Brilliant pass. Cole Palmer. Still can't finish. Isak. Still can't score. Well, we should have scored there with Cole Palmer. Rodri misses that one. Cross comes in. Free header. Souček back across the box. Chance for Manchester United. Defended off the line. Cole Palmer comes away with it here. Palmer. First time I've seen him play a good pass. Isak. Good physicality. Oh, and then he still can't find it back to Palmer. Passing. Sancho's in again here. Over top to Miller. Off the line comes Jan Sommer. 6-0. 6-0. This team, we upped the difficulty, didn't we? But 6-0. We're going to have to play so much more solidly. So much more precariously, so much more cautiously, cautionally. However you say that word, making up words now. I don't know. This team is just... I feel like we're finished. I feel like this team is absolutely finished. Falling behind. Pedero, clipped away. Rodri, well done. Jesus, down to Alexander. Isak with a hit. Odero with a save. I think we need to make some big changes to this team. I think the sign of Sommer and Aït-Nouri are by nowhere, the changes that need to be made for this team. I think there's more needs to be made. Aarons. Still can't get the best of Sancho. He's been so good. We've got no pace in the wings, have we? That's one thing we haven't got. Pace in the wide areas. No wingers. I'd like to sign a winger, I think. Might change the squad quite dramatically. Muller. Sancho. Across the box. Miller, good save, Sommer. Conceded 6 today as well, Jan Sommer. 6 today. 3 in the last game as well. Grealish away. Full time. Manchester United 6. Manchester City 0. I mean, what can I say about Vincent Kompany's first game in charge? It's not a competitive game yet. But a Jadon Sancho hat-trick just sinks us. What's going on with these players? What is going on with these players? So Bayern Munich want a 2-year loan for Louis Cook. That's fine by me. He'll be 21 when he comes back. Still a long way ahead with that one. And a confirmation Finley Dyer has moved to PSV Eindhoven for 2.4 million in the bank, 3 million the official fee. For a final game of today's episode, we face West Bromwich Albion, 12th placed. The first game of the opening of the season. First game for Vincent Kompany as manager in the Premier League. We can't be any worse, surely. We can't be any worse. We should be beating West Brom at home. We've got to win in the Premier League title again this season, or at least up there. Anyway, one thing I want to know is for you guys to know, the team is working very hard behind the scenes for transfers, trying to get, signings sorted, but it's not so easy. It's not so easy at all. So let's see what happens in the transfer market. But it would be interesting for us to go into the next episode with a big signing possibly, or someone that can really change his squad. Maybe 2 signs or so I think is still needed for his squad. Let's get into this game against West Bromwich Albion. Well, this is the side to face West Brom today. Ederson starts in goal. It's a back four of Cancelo, Diaz, Torres and Esbrand, who keeps getting the captain's armband put on him, but we'll give it Ruben Diaz. So we've got Bellingham and Rodri in the midfield too, Grealish and Foden on the wings, and then Isak and Alvarez, the 2 up top. On the bench, Jesus, Sterling, Palmer, Phillips, Aarons, Jimenez and Sommer. And this is our sort of squad fully out there. Vlahovic, Kaiki, Sarmiento, McAtee, Trafford and Bete, Aitnuri and Jan Kuto. We've got 4 strikers already. One of these would have to leave, even though Alex, we want Alvarez to stay and we want Vlahovic to go. We've got 2 strikers there. We're still working out the squad. We still want signings in there, but I'm liking the way it's looking so far, really. But we do need to sign in reinforcements because the squad isn't as good as it was last season. And, I mean, that performance against Manchester United does worry me. Worries me quite a lot. So, Manchester City versus West Brom. The first game in the Premier League for Vincent Kompany as manager of Manchester City. We set off to a terrible start with that game against Manchester United. The 6-0 defeat in the Charity Shield final. But there's a long way to go yet. There's a long way to go yet. And we can't be too disheartened by that, because that wasn't the Premier League. That wasn't a competitive game. We've got to get our heads down now and play the way we want to play. This is the West Brom side we face in the opening day season. Silvestri starts in goal. It's Gulliver, Crooks, Gavion, Zima and Gavri. The back 5. Lewis Cook and Evander in the midfield 2. And the front 3 of Erdmer, Callan Grant and Ben Brereton Diath. On the bench, Griffiths, Latomba, Wilson, Morton, Ajay, Ramslar and Jovan Malcolm. I'll be honest with you, most of these names I've never heard of. West Brom back in the Premier League. A yo-yo side, tend to go up and down. And they face us today. It's live from the Etihad Stadium. It's not enough, because we've not used him at all. He's not been highly rated. Alvarez! Oh, he slammed this one over the bar. Well, that was nearly his first Manchester City goal and our first one in the Premier League. But he puts it over the bar. Oh, he's got it back here. Alvarez! Saved by Silvestri. Well, Vincent Kompany. This Argentinian is not a finisher. Headed by Rodri. Silvestri's there to get on the end of it. This man is not a finisher, is he? By any means. Alvarez, 2 chances there. Should be 2 goals in his Manchester City career. Good spin by Evander. Ball over top here. Esbrand getting back. Putting a bit of pressure on. Pau Torres has lost his man. We're 1-0 down. And it's the same rubbish again at the back. Irma scores for West Brom. But I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that at all. Where's Pau Torres and Diaz? Why are they so wide apart here? I don't know. And we concede again poorly. And we're 1-0 down to West Brom. Shocking start. Through to Alvarez. Good movement, Good movement from the Argentinian. We haven't been able to find him. And 2 times we have, he's missed. Good tackle by Diaz. That's brilliant. Pau Torres. That's brilliant from Diaz. Josh Wilson, Esbrand. Acceleration to Grealish. This one up to Isak. Down to Alvarez. Good block by the West Brom defence. We're struggling here under Vincent Kompany. Rodri sliding on Ben Brereton Diaz. Ruben Diaz across on Diaz. Wins it back. Foden. Isak. Good run from Alvarez. Good touch as well. Alvarez! Julian Alvarez scores his first Manchester City goal. And his first Manchester City goal comes against West Bromwich Albion in the first game of the Premier League season. Great ball from Isak in behind. And he gets on the end of it. And he hits it across the goalkeeper with a wonderful finish. Where's the number 17 shirt? Like Kevin De Bruyne wore. Bellingham's coming off at half-time. That's a big miss. I might put Grealish in that position. Get a winger on. We do need a proper out-and-out winger. And Sterling can do that job. And towards Pau Torres, who gets up. Gets up pretty well. Evander against Foden. Nodded away. Cancelo down to Raheem Sterling. Grealish. Pau Torres. Back to Grealish. What an interception that is. Carlin Grant. Pace. Using it well. On the counter. Rodri with him. Bit of a body check from Rodri. Just slows Grant down, and then Hesbran wins it back. Rodri into Phil Foden. Oh, into Foden brilliantly. Alvarez. Cancelo. Back to Isak. Into Julian Alvarez. Straight at the defender for them. Rodri down to Cancelo. Grealish. Isak. Foden. Grealish. Raheem Sterling with a strike. What a save. What a save. What a save by the goalkeeper. Cancelo. Alvarez arriving. Cleared away. Well done, Jack Grealish. Really threw himself at that one. At risk of injury. Sterling. Into Grealish. Isak. Foden. Foden on the left foot. Good strike. Good save again by the goalkeeper. Saying Alvarez for Jesus, but I'm liking his movement, Alvarez, up top. I really am. I'm thinking Cole Palmer. Ooh, no, maybe not. Gabriel Jesus for Alexander Isak. Alvarez is actually making loads of runs, better than Isak in a way. Alvarez, what a pass into Raheem Sterling. And here's Sterling. Sterling in good defending, right at the last. Right at the last there. To stop him pulling it back. Evander. Still. Cross comes in. It's not a bad one. Grealish into with Alvarez. Into Jesus. Julian Alvarez keeps going here. Here is the young Argentinian. And he's still going. Into Raheem. Sterling with a chance. And in the 90th minute, Raheem Sterling has scored for Manchester City to give us a 2-1 win over West Brom. Vincent Kompany's in with the players. That's a big start for the season. To get 3 points. We might not be in the best of form. We might be very new to this formation. We might have a very new manager, and we might have a couple of new players. But nothing is stopping City from doing what we usually do. Alvarez pulls it back. He's got to start assisting a goal today. Pulls it back to Raheem Sterling. Shifts it onto that left boot. And finishes it into the far corner. That is a massive goal for Manchester City. An absolutely massive goal. To give us 3 points here today at the start of the season. Just keeps you up with the others, the leaders, you know. The likes of Manchester United possibly, who looked incredible when they played us. Rodri. Jesus. Grealish gives it away, and that's full time. City 2, West Brom 1. Would have liked to have kept a clean sheet. But we hung on. We dug deep. And Raheem Sterling got the winning goal, provided to him by Julian Alvarez, who also got the equaliser. And that ends our second episode, our first proper episode of Season 5. All changes, it might be a transition season, but next season, Season 6, then we might see the team. But I think we've still got big things to happen this season once we get in the swing of things. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And also, new thing on the channel now, I haven't mentioned it so often, but we can join the channel now. Become a channel member if you want to. Just click that join button. We'll see you next time.